Elizabeth. We will be your conductors and tour guides for this tour around Busch Gardens. But first, a few safety reminders. We do ask there's no eating, drinking, or smoking on board the Serengeti Express. Anything with a sealed lid, however, such as souvenir soda and popcorn containers or bottled water, are more than welcome on board. If you are traveling today with a small child whose feet do not firmly touch the floor of the train, we kindly ask that you please have them seated toward the middle of the seating row with the adults on the outside for their safety. If you do happen to lose something off the side of the train, do not attempt to go over the side of the train to retrieve that item. Just wait till we get to the next station. Inform the station master of what the item looks like and where you may have dropped it off, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. And as always, please remain fully seated at all times, keeping all body parts inside of the train. Our next stop is going to be Nairobi, which is the closest to the park entrance and exit. In addition to the Edge of Africa, Biome Reserve, Cheetah Hunt, Cobra's Curse, Montu, as well as many other attractions, eateries, and shops for your enjoyment. Thank you very much. We hope you enjoy your ride on the Serengeti Express.
Well, what do you want to do?
For your safety, we ask that there is no more changing of seats. Please remain fully seated at all times, keeping all body parts inside of the train. Once again, the next stop from here will be Stanleyville. I'm sorry, Nairobi. This is Stanleyville. We're going to Nairobi. And that is the signal from the station master. And the engineers have returned the favor. Once again, please, no more changing of seats. Stay seated at all times with all body parts inside. As we pull out of here, I want you to put a hand in the air, wave it over to the left-hand side of the train, and say goodbye to our station masters, Rob and Paul. Say goodbye, guys. Rob and Paul are some of the hard-working station masters here at Busch Gardens, getting you on and off the train safely here at Stanleyville. See you in a half hour. The roller coaster we are traveling around is SheiKra. SheiKra will take you up 200 feet in the air with a 90-degree drop vertically straight down, then through an enablement loop, and another near vertical drop into a splashdown element. If you're on SheiKra, you will stay high and dry the entire time, but if you're standing on the sidelines in that splashdown element, which you may have seen outside of our train station back here, you will be absolutely drenched. SheiKra opened up in 2005 as America's first dive coaster, and then 2 years later we decided to make it more exciting by removing the floor. We are about to head towards Tampa, which is the heart of Busch Gardens. Tampa is home to many attractions, including the Scorpion on the right-hand side. That is the blue and red roller coaster. Takes you through many twists and turns, including a vertical loop. Beyond that is Falcon's Fury, North America's tallest freestanding drop tower, 345 feet tall. Once you're at the top, there's a world's first feature. Seats actually tilt 90 degrees straight down before you plummet 60 miles an hour. Off to the left-hand side is the Stanley Falls Log Flume. At Stanley Falls Log Flume, go up 45 feet, 35 miles an hour maximum speed. And it is a water ride, meaning that you will get wet and possibly even soaked. Perfect for a hot day like this. one of the final nights of the season of Hallow Scream. If you're staying for Hallow Scream, please raise your hand. Now, if you are staying for Hallow Scream and have pre-purchased your ticket, there are certain areas around the park where you can present that ticket, and you will get a wristband allowing you to stay in the park as we transition from our regular daytime operations into Hallow Scream for our 6 haunted houses, our various scare zones, and we have some scare actors off to the right. These scare actors are part of our newest haunted house, The Residents. As we pull into the Serengeti belt, we ask that you please remain fully seated at all times, keeping all body parts inside of the train. You can take as many pictures and videos as you like, but please do so from a seated position only. Thank you. Up along the fence to the left, you'll find some greater kudu. Greater kudu are known as the most handsome of the African antelope, and they can travel in herds of up to 200 individuals. Off to the right, you will find the wattled cranes. Wild cranes are a vulnerable species that rely on the wetlands of Africa. Habitat loss is their biggest threat, and there are only about 7,700 individuals left in the wild. Busch Gardens Tampa Bay is one of the largest zoological facilities in the United States. We are proudly accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. Serengeti Plains themselves are 65 acres, both the north and south combined. Off to the left, you'll find the watering hole with the mute swans. And also across from the watering hole to the left, you'll find a truck for the Serengeti Safari. It is an upcharge excursion where you can go out onto a truck and up close and personal with the animals and even feed one of the reticulated giraffes out on the southern portion of the veld. To the left-hand side is that southern portion of the veld. You can see the giraffes off in the distance. It's also home to some antelope and zebra, along with views of Montu and Cobra's Curse. Speaking of roller coasters, if you look off to the right-hand side, we were coming across Cheetah Hunt. Cheetah Hunt is a triple launch roller coaster. It takes up to 60 miles an hour going through 3 launches, a heartline roll, and a rampaging river. Cheetah Hunt is well over 3/4 of a mile of track, making it the longest roller coaster at the park and the 3rd longest roller coaster in the state of Florida. Please remain fully seated at all times. No more changing of seats. Thank you. We are just about to come out into Nairobi. If you look over to the right, you may catch a glimpse of the Asian elephants. They are some of the largest land animals in the world. Also off to the right is the walking path for all the guests. If you see any guests and ambassadors out there, be sure to give them a big wave. They would really appreciate it. Also off to the right, Dippin' Dots, the ice cream of the future. Serengeti Outpost, where you can book any behind-the-scenes animal encounters. And the Kenya Canteen, where you can munch on funnel cakes, turkey legs, and other sweet and savory treats. Thank you so much for joining us on the Serengeti Express. Again, my name is Jorge, back here with Elizabeth. We are pulling into the Nairobi train station closest to the park entrance and exit, in addition to the Edge of Africa, Biome Reserve, Cheetah Hunt, Montu, Cobra's Curse, and a bunch of other attractions, eateries, and shops for your enjoyment. Thank you very much for joining us once again. Please remain fully seated until we have come to a full and complete stop at the station. I will then let you know when it is safe to exit to the platform side only. And even if you're just changing rows, you'll have to do so from the platform side only. If you're staying on board with us, please remain seated, or change rows if you like, or do so from the platform side only. Our next stop will be right back at Stanleyville, where we started. Remain seated, please. Remain seated, please.
You said you wanted to go?
What's up the air?
Yeah, because you want to get
It is now safe to exit to the platform side only. And start the front and rear of the platform. Thank you.